Well, anime, yes. One of those amazing transformations for which Hollywood is famous was recently completed for this delightful little actress, Audrey Hepburn, who achieved stardom overnight due to her starring role in Paramount's Roman Holiday. Now, it all started right here in the office of Edith Head. She is a costume designer for Paramount. And Miss Head is out of my class here to ask about ladies' wardrobes or know anything about it, but you, being a 4-time Academy Award winner, can kind of set us straight, huh?
Well, I'll try, Mr. Baker.
Well, the question is here, how do you go about changing actresses' appearances just through wardrobe?
Well, the first thing I do is to get acquainted with the actress, actually study her. Now, in the case of Audrey Hepburn, she was in Europe at that time on stage. Mm-hmm. So it was necessary for us to film what we call a personality test. In other words, we wanted to see how she could move, how she could walk, and generally how she looked on the screen. Mm-hmm. Would you like to see the results?
Yes, indeed, we would.
Now, this is an actual test. This was made in England, flown to me here in Hollywood. It was my first acquaintance with Audrey Hepburn, and as you'll see, it's pretty successful.
All right, now wander down here without your hands in your pockets and settle down in that chair and we'll make a nice close-up of you.
What a delightful girl she is. And that personality is so much better than still pictures. They're like meeting her face to face.
Of course they are. And you know, it was from that test that I was able to design these costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Then, after making these costumes, I flew to New York. I actually met Miss Hepburn and made this wardrobe test. This is the first time that you see Miss Hepburn on the screen in a test, testing in the costume for a Roman holiday. You see, she is supposed to be a princess disguised as an ordinary girl on the streets of Rome. So we made her a simple costume so she wouldn't look different. And you know why she's rolling up her sleeves and all of these things? It's because in the picture she had to look casual, informal, and we felt due to the heat of Roman summer, a girl would really do this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, watch and see what she does now, because this is what we call demonstrating through a test what is going to happen in a picture. It helps the director and it helps an actress. You see, she's whirling around because in the picture she has to ride a motorcycle. See? It proves it.
Oh, her pretty hair was cut off in the picture.
Yes, that's part of the story, too. Now, this is a transformation as the princess. You see, we don't do any tricks or give her a crown, but we give her a regal dress, a simple dress of real lace. In other words, the type dress that a real princess would wear under similar circumstances in a similar locale. This is what we call transformation through wardrobe.
Mm-hmm. Real regal. That's real lace, too.
It really is lace, and the princess could have worn this dress. And Audrey wears this dress in the picture.
Accomplishes that regal feeling there.
Yes, now here is an even more regal costume. This is one of the princess's ball gowns for the opening of the film. We had 2 costumes from which to choose, and we took this one of silver brocade because it was a little more photographic, a little gayer. Now you notice what she's going to do now. She is turning around in the picture because the producer, William Wyler, said it's too long, she can't possibly dance. Now Audrey, who is an accomplished dancer, says, just watch me, and that is why she did it in the test. And she wears it in the picture. Does that answer your request, Mr.
Oh,
Baker?
so much more delightful than we expected, indeed. Well, Roman Holiday, your work in that, you must be congratulated. I kind of see another Academy Award coming.
Well, I'm more certain that the picture itself will win an Academy Award because Mr. Wyler's direction was marvelous.
He always has good ones there. Everyone's talking about this Audrey Hepburn.
That has completely confiscated my life, darling. Consumed me as only hero work can. My best work, I must admit. Simple, elegant, yet bold. You will die. I did Robert Soot, and it turned out so beautiful. I had to continue.
It's great to see you, but I gotta tell you, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, words are useless. Come. Too much of it, darling, too much. That is why I show you my work. That is why you are here. Edna mode. And guess. Come, sit. Cream and sugar?
Thanks.
I started with the baby.
Started?
Don't. I cut it a little roomy for the free movement. The fabric is comfortable for sensitive skin. And can also withstand the temperature of over 1,000 degrees. Completely bulletproof. And machine washable, darling. That's a new feature.
What on earth do you think the baby will be doing?
Well, I'm sure I don't know, darling. Luck favors the prepared. I didn't know the baby's power, so I covered the basics.
Edith, I'm glad to see you.
I'm delighted to be here, Groucho.
In case there's someone who may not know it, Edith Head is the top dress designer in the movie industry. I'm sure you've seen her name on hundreds of pictures. Edith, I haven't seen you since I made pictures at Paramount. In fact, I haven't seen anybody at Paramount since I made pictures there. How long have you been in the picture business, Edith?
Over 20 years.
That long, huh? You must have started when you were about 12, huh?
Well, I remember doing clothes for your picture.
Let's see. Well, how do you go about designing clothes for an important actress?
Well, you actually do what the script tells you. In other words, if the script says the girl runs and jumps over the fence and is chased by a cow, why, naturally you do a full skirt. Or if it says she's out in the rain, you do something that looks pretty when it gets wet. And you work with the producer, and you work with the director, and you work with the cameraman and the star, and of course women are all difficult, including stars. And then when you're all through, you do the sketches, and if they like them, you make the clothes, and then you test them, and you put them on the screen.
Well,
Not
what about
simple.
this girl jumping over the fence with the cow?
Well, that is just an example of what you have to do, you see.
Well, what would she wear?
She would wear a very full skirt and a lot of petticoats and very, very, very pretty underwear.
You don't know where she is now, huh? You don't need an assistant over there, do you?
Not for...
A good buttonhole maker?
Not for men.
No? Edith, you've won a lot of Academy Awards, as I recall, haven't you?
Yes, I've been awfully lucky. I have 5 of them.
Nah, that isn't luck. Not when you win 5. You can win 1 by luck. When you win 5, you must have achieved something pretty important. What do you consider your best job?
I think the last picture I did, it was a picture called Roman Holiday, and Audrey Hepburn in that played a dual role, and I had to make her into 2 people, you see.
You don't remember what you did with the other one, huh?